Hi everyone, we're on page 130 and we're looking at Beethoven's Russian folk song, Opus 107, number 7. And this is actually not a melody that Beethoven composed, it's a famous Russian melody and it's often called Minka. So you might know it better by the name Minka, but he just named it Russian folk song. So when we look at this piece, there's no sharps or flats in the key signature. So it could be C major or it could be A minor. And if you are guessing right now A minor, you are correct. So you can tell that by just playing the first chord. It's A, C, E, A, which spells the arpeggio or the chord for A minor. Also, you can look at the last measure and you'll notice it ends on an A. You're not going to end a piece in the key of C on an A minor chord ever. So, well, I guess never say never, but very rarely. So I think we can establish it's in A minor. Now the next question is, which form of the minor do you see here? Do you see a couple different forms, or do you see consistently one form? Well, one big hint that I see here is that there's G sharps in a lot of places. So that would indicate the harmonic minor, that raised 7. I don't see a raised 6. But when I look to measure 9, I do see something that looks different than A minor. Just listen to it. And then we go back to the minor. So just for 4 measures there, measure 9 through 12, we're doing a little modulation to C major, just like we did in the major minor dance. So you're going to have what we call a direct modulation into C major. So you can see a pattern. We very often modulate to the relative major or minors from the original key. Okay, this piece has a couple of little tricky things. The beginning is quite easy. You are in measure 4 going to have to, measure 2 and 4 are going to have to hold the alto note. So can you hear I'm holding that E? And again, hold the E. So that's what we call voicing within the hand. There's 2 voices going on. One's holding while the other voice is doing something else. So you can think of it like a soprano and an alto. It happens again in measure 6. And yeah, you'll see it again in 14. So watch out for that and make sure you're holding any note values that are longer. Left hand for the B section, I would start with 1 and 3 and then just extend your thumb up to 2, 1 and 2. And then you add your E. That's an E7 without the G sharp. G sharp's in the right hand. And back to A. And then E. And now we go down an octave, and that's what puts the left hand into C major. So let's try the beginning. You can pick a hand and follow along. 1 and 2 and. Just putting a 4 here so you can reach up to the E. It's a little tricky. Now G sharp, and that gives us our E7. This is E7 laid out in an open voicing, and then that brings us back to A minor. Something slightly different. Put a 4 and a 2 here so you can play the full C, E, A first inversion A minor. So move to 4, 2, and then you're all set up, see, for the first inversion. So this is a fun piece to get going faster once you know what you're doing. I don't suggest going faster until you're ready, but it is really fun. I took a trip to Russia in 1991, and it was so much fun. Every hotel we stayed in, it was communist during the time we were there, so you couldn't leave the hotel at night. So they had shows every night in the hotel for our entertainment. And there was not one day out of the whole month in Russia that, or the former USSR, that I did not hear this piece. Everyone played it, balalaika orchestras, and they would generally that would be more the tempo. So when you really know how to play it, go ahead and try it a little bit faster.